So in this video we are going to discuss our new chapter of SAT Maths. We are done with 2 chapters before. We are going to start algebra now. This is very important because in SAT you only need a basic information, and in algebra you have studied in your high school, that have been taught in your high school, and yes, I'm sure you all have done this. So let's start with basic part. So here, from here to here, you can read, you can get it. There's only a basic concept. We'll do monomial, binomial, trinomial, and polynomial. So starting with the it's I need to zoom a screen. So here we go with the monomial. First thing, mono word simply means single or one. Okay, so it's any number or a variable or a product of a number which could be variable. So each of the following is a monomial. So what they are saying, if you see this term, we have taken an example: 3 minus 4 x, these are the variables, x, y, or any other term like minus 4 x, y, z. Even if you take any of your own 9 x, y. Okay, so what they're saying more, the number that appears in front of the variables or variables that are known as monomial, or the coefficient. So coefficient simply means, if I've taken this term, if I'm taking example of this 9, here this 9 will show you the number. Monomial, as I just told you, it's a 1. So 1 here, if you see this term, we have 3 values, but the first value would be known as monomial. And in chemistry and other subjects you might have studied, the first value is also known as coefficient. So here the same goes. So the first value you see here is also coefficient and monomial. This equation is a monomial. Okay, but when we talk about coefficient, the first variable is known as coefficient. This is the coefficient because we don't have any other value here. This is also coefficient, but here 4 would be the coefficient, and down value 9 would be the coefficient. So here the example is given, if the coefficient of 5x3 is 5, here the term is given 5x cube. Okay, so you see the 5 is the first term. So I just told you first term would be known as coefficient, or the number of moles. If here is there no number, the coefficient, if there no number, this means the coefficient is 1 or minus 1. If you see x, this means any variable, or if there's no coefficient, we call this as a 1x, we call this as a 1y. This is a basic concept we all have studied in our high school, in previous classes. Okay, so here x means 1x, here it's written x means 1x, and a minus ab square, which means minus 1ab square. Till here it should be clear. Then on the set you often ask, evaluate a monomial for a specific value of the variable. So you might have been asked to determine mode. So let's start to determining mode. So here the question is, what is the value of minus 3ab square when you get a and b? So what you will do, if this the value minus 3, we are supposed to find the value of a. A is given, which is minus 4. Okay, minus 4, and it's also written that is the square, 3a square. Then it's b here is 0.5. Okay, first thing you need to clear that any value if we have in a bracket, and you need to take a square or a cube. If it's minus 4 square, when you take the square you will get 16. But if you're thinking it would be minus 16, you are wrong, because after squaring any value which is present in a bracket, or any minus value, when it would be when we will get a square, this means that value will become positive. Okay, so minus 4 square is 16 and 0.5. so when you multiply these all, 4 square is 16, so now 3 multiply 16 multiply 0.5, you will get the answer, which is minus 24. And I'm sure, because this is very clear here, the question is minus 3 square, and so we get minus 24. This minus not from this one, because this was eliminated. When you will get 16, 0.5 and 3, you will multiply, you will get minus 24, and that's the answer. This is the first question.